Newcastle United are currently preparing for the upcoming Premier League campaign, but the tension between Rafa Benitez and Mark Ashley continues to worsen. Of all the clubs in the Premier League, Newcastle have been the least active and have only spent £4 million. While every club has upgraded their roster, Newcastle have simply maintained their team sheet and added Ki Sung-yueng to the mix. After a miraculous 10th place finish last season, the Magpies made a financial killing, but that money is not being used. Benitez was promised a large transfer budget to build on last season's success, but Ashley simply delivered another false promise. While there are many reasons why Benitez should stay at Newcastle, here are 3 reasons why he will likely walk away in May. Transfer budget. Another conflict regarding the transfer budget. For pundits and neutral observers, it is hard to comprehend why such a grand club like Newcastle does not spend money in the summer. Unfortunately, no one knows the answer to that question. Ashley has manipulated Benitez time and time again in the summer and in January. Benitez was optimistic that his demands would be met after leading a mediocre side to a top-half finish. However, Newcastle have spent the least amount of money in England. The situation is becoming so bad that supporters are beginning to name the club Newcastle United. Benitez does not need temporary success through loan deals, but rather long-term contracts for experienced players. At minimum, Benitez should have received between £60 minus £70 million, as Newcastle earned over £120 million from television rights and finishing in the top 10. The Magpies have 3 more weeks to bring in the talent that Benitez seeks, but the Spaniard would have preferred early transfers. Another major reason why Benitez might leave the club upon the conclusion of this season is because of his contract. It being reported that Ashley's regime has imposed an ultimatum on Benitez to agree to a contract extension in order to receive more funds. Newcastle upon Tyne, England, April 28. Fans display banners of Rafa Benitez, manager of Newcastle United, during the Premier League match between Newcastle United and West Bromwich Albion at St. James Park on April 28, 2018 in Newcastle upon Tyne, England. Photo by Alex Livisi, Getty Images. If this ultimatum is, in fact, true, Newcastle supporters should be very worried. Benitez is already frustrated after multiple seasons comprised of false promises, and now he is being pressured to sign an extension. This is a primary example of a deteriorated relationship. Benitez has expressed his desire to stay at Newcastle for several seasons, but only if the club's executives share the same ambition. At this rate, Benitez and Ashley do not share the same long-term objectives. Benitez wants to strengthen the first team and invest in the club's youth academy. Ashley simply aims to fill his own pockets and does not seem to have a long-term vision for Newcastle. Polished resumed. The announcement of Benitez becoming Newcastle's manager came as a shock to all of England and Europe. A wide range of assumptions were made for his decision to take on a failing club, but we all know the answer now. Heading into his 3rd season with the club, Benitez's primary objective is to revive Newcastle into the top 6 contender it once was under Kevin Keegan in the 1990s. However, Benitez is struggling in this endeavor as he lacks proper financial backing from Ashley. With that being said, the fact that Benitez led a club with average players to a 10th place finish is remarkable. Moreover, if Benitez does plan to leave Newcastle, his resume would certainly attract attention from some elite European clubs once again. In each full season at Newcastle, Benitez was able to accomplish 2 difficult tasks. Earned promotion from the Championship to the Premier League, finished in the top 10 of the Premier League. The only thing Ashley has to do to keep Benitez on Tyneside is provide him with sufficient transfer funds. With those funds comes more talent and a signature from Benitez on a new contract. Instead of placing an ultimatum on the man who has tolerated too much for the club, Ashley should simply invest more and intervene less.